Welcome, artists! I am so glad you're here with me. Welcome to Creation Station with Ms. Rucker. And today we are going to create a growly lion. This inspiration was taken from Crocotac. I will also link to their site in the video at the end. So you can also go and look at some of the other stuff they have because they have some amazingly fun projects to do. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do a guided drawing with y'all today on how to draw this adorable lion here, okay? So you are going to need a few things. You are going to need some paper. You're going to need a pencil. Y'all know I love my pencil, right? You're also going to need some crayons and scissors. So we are going to go through a guided drawing, and I frequently do this with some of my kids in class. So we're just going to take this step by step and draw this. So I'm going to start off, and by the way, I have my paper turned in the portrait orientation. We know if it's going up and down, it's portrait, and if it's sideways, it's landscape. We're going to turn our paper portrait, okay? So I'm going to start, I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. I'm going to start here near the top, and I'm going to draw two polka dots. And I'm going to make a smile connecting those two polka dots. I'm going to make it a big smile. And then I'm going to come down. I'm going to loop it down. And I'm going to make it almost like a giant U. It's going to come back up. And I'm going to connect to the top. This part right here is for his ears. So if yours didn't turn out right to begin with, it's okay. You can correct it. I did not get mine super neat. See? I'm going to show you. Do you see in there? I made a mistake. But I tell you all the time, we're people. We're humans. We make mistakes. And that's why I get the pencils with the fancy dancy eraser on it. So I can go in and erase my mistakes. Now remember, everybody makes them. If you didn't make them, then you should probably be the teacher and I should be your student. So now, what did I do? I did those two dots and I made a smile. Uh-oh, I think I'm going to turn this light off so we can see a little better. All right, oops, is that better? So I started off by making this smile. Then I curved down and made this big U. And I made sure I had these little loops up here where the smile was. Is it okay if yours doesn't do that? Absolutely. If you just wanted to go from those dots and come down and then go up and draw those ears, you can totally do that. That is so okay. Now, I'm going to do something else now. Up here near the top, on this side over here, this is our right side, we're going to go and draw a giant C. See? Giant C. And then I'm going to go over here on the left side, and I want it to be about even with where the other one was, so I'm going to help myself see it with a polka dot. See? That looks about right. That polka dot helps me. Then I'm going to come in and draw another big C. And look, I made it cross over in the middle, because that's going to be part of his nose. So I did a C and a backward C. And it kind of ran into that line. It makes it look kind of like a D, doesn't it? So you're going to do a curve going this way like a C. And then you're going to do a backward C going this way. If at any point in time I'm going too fast, you can pause the video and take your time to work on this, okay? Now I want my dude to have eyes. So I'm going to draw a U on this side. And I'm going to draw a U on this side. Oh, he looks growly, doesn't he? And I'm going to do another U on the inside. See? And you can see that I've done two U's. Is it starting to look a lot like our guy over there on the side, on the left-hand side of this picture? Guys, I don't think I made his eyeball look quite big enough, so I corrected that. Now, he needs a nose, so I'm going to draw a line right there. That's not complicated, is it? I just did a slight curved line between where those circles overlapped. And that's going to be his nose. Then I'm going to come in and draw some V's. I'm going to draw a tall V. See, I did the V's. And I'm going to do another smaller V next to it. So I've got the fangs I made with V's. But he needs a lower part of his mouth. So I'm going to come and draw another smile underneath, going from one side to the other. He's looking pretty fierce now, isn't he? And I'm going to go ahead and draw my whiskers. Those are just lines that go off to the side. Just whiskers. Now at this point, he is ready to get colored in. You can use crayons, you can use color pencils, or you can use markers. Now y'all know I am not a big fan of markers, because markers to me are not super neat. But I'm going to get a color pencil here, and I'm going to start coloring in the dark part of his eyes, the pupil. So I'm going to color it in with a nice dark color. And if you've noticed that I accidentally picked up purple, that's because I'm pretty sure I dropped my black pencil on the floor. I do not want to go crawling around on the floor right now in front of y'all. That would be so hilarious. And so inside of his eyes, it needs a color too. Now they have kind of an orangey color. I can use orange or brown, because I believe most cats' eyes have that, like especially the big cat like the lions, I think they have orange or brown. So I'm going to use orange in there. And I'm coloring it in very neatly, and I'm going to take my time. And if you'll notice, I'm not coloring across. I'm coloring with the shape of that eye. That shape is a semicircle, and I'm coloring with that shape. Because if I color across it, it makes it get flat. And we want our coloring to be very neat, and we want to use good craftsmanship. And if I scribble scrabble, that would not be my best craftsmanship. So now I have his eyes all colored in. Well, I'm going to go back and color his nose. And since I can't seem to find my black, I'm going to use a brown. So I'm going to color in brown. You can use black. Hopefully I can find mine. I bet it's on the floor. And if you'll notice, I'm kind of coloring with the shape of his nose, and I'm coloring it in neatly. So he's got his eyes and his nose colored in. I don't think I'm going to color his teeth in because, well, they're white. Usually teeth are white. So I'm going to leave those blank, but I'm going to color all around it. Now, I have lots of choices. I could color blue like they did, or I could look for another color that might look darker on the inside, like what it looks like inside of something that's not getting enough light. And guess what I found, guys? I'm so excited. I just found a black color pencil. What? So I'm going to come in, and I'm actually choosing to color dark inside of his mouth. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. And look, notice, I'm coloring with the line of the mouth. So I want it to look neat. I think it's probably dark in his mouth. I think I would be afraid to see what's inside that mouth. I could probably draw a tongue if I wanted to. I bet he's got a tongue in there. So I'm going to give him do I want to give him a tongue now that I've done that? I think I've waited too long. I'm not going to do it. See, this is the example of artists have to make decisions the whole time they're working. And I got started and I was like, ooh, a tongue would have been cool, but I waited too long. I waited too late. I'd already started coloring where a tongue would have been. So, you know, we all make these mistakes, and if I decided to do this little dude again, I might try to put that tongue in next time. And I'm trying to color neatly. I'm trying to make sure my color goes together and it's nice and smooth so that it looks nice and neat, like a really strong artist did this. just like y'all are really strong artists. Now, I'm taking my time and I don't want to rush. And if I even knew how to pause this video, I would pause it and then go back to it. So, but I don't know how to do that. And I don't know, I'm learning still. So I'm just going to make you patiently watch with me as I color. And I am still really trying to watch those lines and make sure they're neat. See, I'm going along the edges here. And I'm not pushing really hard so I don't have distinct lines. So it gets colored in neatly. And once we've done his mouth, it's all colored in, then we're going to go and get his face some color. Now, what color is a lion? He's a big cat. And big cats have kind of a golden orange color, right? So now, I didn't do a perfect job, but remember what we just said, we're all learning. So, that's his mouth. Ah, it's ferocious. Well, now I'm going to use, I have several colors. You might have several colors. I have some different orangey and yellow colors. I don't know if you can tell that in this light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by coloring his whole face this light yellow. I'm trying to clean this off here so I don't get, it's got something on this here. Okay, so I'm going to clean this whole part off so that, I'm sorry, something red got on the end of my pencil. And I don't want to use it on my paper because I'm afraid it will mess up my paper. So I'm trying to get it off. And it's not coming off. So I'm just wasting time babbling. Okay, I got it off. Ah, I won. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to color his face. And those lines there, I can go back and make them really dark. So I don't want to color that too dark. But I'm going to color in his nose. And yellow is not a super dark color. How many of y'all remember if our yellow is a warm or a cool color? Maybe you can tell your mom or dad what you think it is. Then I'll tell you in a second. I'll give you a second to show off how smart you are. And it's okay if you don't remember because these are things that we're just slowly learning as we go along. Our yellow is a warm color, just like red and orange. They're warm, they're exciting. And our cool colors are, that's right, purple, blue, and green. I almost said the wrong color there. I'm so glad I didn't. So I've colored in the top part of his face. It's not real dark. I'm going to raise it up a little bit so you can see it a little better. See? I colored the dark in. And I actually don't mind if some of my streaks are in here on this because this is fur, right? And fur does have a streakiness to it because it's got the different layers. So I'm chill about that on this case. And I'm going and getting him all this color in there. And I'm just going across. I'm going out because I think the fur might be going out. And I will admit, I'm trying to hurry now. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm only going to color half his face. So, see, I've added the color. And I'm going to go in with one of my darker colors. I have some orange and gold here. And I'm going to add a little bit more color to it. I'm going to get a little bit of color here on the side of his nose. Not a lot, just a little. See? I'm going to bring it on up so you can see it. See, I got a little darker there. And I'm going to give him a little bit more of a little orange around his mouth here. Because I figure it's probably the fur is getting darker right there around his mouth. Also makes him have a more interesting look to him. If you look, I also could have done it so it made him look like a tabby. And I could have done some other streaks in there. Look ferocious. So these are just some ways you can kind of add color to your guy here. I'm getting him a little bit darker above his eyebrows. And I just used, this is a darker yellow. You may not have that, and that's fine. You do, I'm sure, have an orange. And you can add some orange above it, okay? So, see, my guy is starting to get kind of a furry look. With some little extra colors in there. Now, I am not going to worry about this side because I actually want to move along. I think the inside of his ears are probably a nice brown color. So I'm going to grab my brown and I'm going to color his ears a nice, rich brown. Isn't brown a beautiful color? I love it. It's so rich to me. So I've done that on one side because you remember I'm trying to hurry up. So what we're going to do next our guy needs a mane, right? A mane. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw lines going from his face out in a circle going around. And you'll see I'm just going in a circle going around. I don't care if my lines are perfectly straight because I'm going to wind up cutting these anyway, okay? Now, I've just done this side. Remember I told you I'm kind of trying to hurry? So you will have an example of, that's actually going to get cut away, all that around his ears. So I'm going to just come on up. And around his ears, all that right there is going to get cut out. Okay, that's just going to go away. So I've done this. We've gone all the way around. Pretend like I went all the way around. And now I'm going to start giving him color in what's going to be his mane. Now, I have some oranges, and I have that nice brown we just used. And I can just go back and forth. Oop, that was purple. That is not brown. I'm so pretty sometimes. Brown. And I'm just going to go and I'm just scribble scrab. I'm not, yeah, I am. I'm doing this kind of messy because we're going to cut it. And I'm going to alternate it. This one's brown, so I'm going to do one orange next to it. Wow, that looks reddish almost. Looks more orange a minute ago. And then brown. And I'm going to do this all the way around my lion. So once you've done it all the way around, pretend like I've done it all the way around. And I took my time and I filled in every one. Orange, brown, orange, brown, orange, brown, orange. If you don't want to do orange, you could have done another yellow or something like that to look like it's mane. Then I'm going to take my sheet of paper and I'm very carefully going to cut right along those lines. And I'm going to stop when I get to his face. See, I did not go past his face because I did not want to cut into his face. And I'm going to do this all the way around. All the way around, guys. So we've gone all the way up, and now I've gotten to here. I'm going to cut, now I'm not going to cut off his ears. I'm going to cut all this around his ears off. I don't need it. Okay? So I'm going to keep all of that and stop. Mom and Dad might need to help you with this. Maybe some of my younger ones. But my older ones, my first graders, y'all should do this no problem. And I've got his little ears sticking there, see? And all the rest of it's going to get cut out. Now what we're going to do once we're done with this is we're going to make his mane curl. Kindergarten and pre-K, y'all can stop right here if you want to. Once you've got it all colored and you've cut it, and this is going to be this is a new tail. I mean, you know, we work on the skills, so we always hold our scissor in front of us. We don't ever turn them. Don't do like this. Don't do like this. Always hold them in front, okay? And you let them chomp at the paper. Now, first graders. And if you feel froggy, kindergarten or pre-K, y'all can do this too. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put this paper on my pencil like that. Can you see that? And I'm going to roll it around my pencil till it goes towards his face. Now I'll pull the pencil out and his mane will start curling up. And see, I'm going to do the next one. I'm just going to roll it around the pencil, pull out the pencil, and boom, and it's going to start rolling up. And if we go all the way around, our guy will have this beautiful curly mane, just like the one in the picture there with the, on my screen. So I hope you've had a lot of fun doing this. I can't wait to see what you have completed and you upload to our classroom. And I love you very much. Happy creating.